Mabrika! Welcome to a new episode of Let's Talk Taíno. I'm Priscilla Colon, co-founder and creative here at Casa Reito, where our mission is to promote the Taíno language and culture. On today's episode, we're going to be comparing the amounts of things. That is, we're going to say whether there are a lot or a few. It's going to be a short activity, but we're going to be able to practice so much of our Taíno, incorporating a lot of the vocabulary that we've already learned. So let's get started. Let's start by learning the vocabulary we'll use today. Teketá, a lot. Mat teketá, a few, a little. It literally means not a lot. Now let's take a look at these pictures. A lot or a few? So which one would you label with a lot? And which one would you label with a few? That's right. The picture of the single raspberry on the left would be mat teketá, a few. And the picture with the basket full of raspberries on the right is teketá, a lot. Now let's use it in a sentence. Let's describe the first picture. Yaraka mat teketá liren. There are few or a few fruit. You see how that works? Now why don't we describe the second picture with a complete sentence? We can say, Yaraka teketá liren. There is a lot of fruit. Remember, we learned in the past that yaraka can mean there is or there are. That's why you can see that we switched that up in those couple of sentences. Are you ready for the next example? A lot or a few. How would you label these two pictures? On the left, we see a lot of dogs. And on the right, we see only one cute little dog. So, what should we label them? That's right. On the left, it is teketá, a lot. And on the right, it is mat teketá, a few. Now, let's use teketá in a sentence. Yaraka teketá aonagu. There are a lot of dogs. There sure are a lot of dogs in that picture. Now why don't we use mat teketá, a few, in the next sentence? We can say, Yaraka mat teketá aonagu. There are few or a few dogs. Okay, let's look at the last example. A lot or a few. Which picture should we label with teketá and which picture should we label with mat teketá? That's correct. On the left, we only see one book, so let's label that mat teketá, a few. On the right, we see a lot of books, so let's label that teketá, a lot. Now let's describe the first picture. Yaraka mat teketá karalunagu. There are a few books. I'm sure you can come up with your own sentence for the next picture. Why don't we try it together? Yaraka teketá karalunagu. There are a lot of books. You see how easy that was? By learning teketá, a lot, and mat teketá, a few or few, you were able to compare the amount or the numbers of things that you saw. And we came up with some cool sentences using vocabulary that we had already learned. Now, why don't we review one more time everything we learned and practiced today? Yaraka. There is or there are. teketá, a lot. Teketá liren, a lot of fruit. Teketá aon nagu, a lot of dogs. Teketá kara lunagu, a lot of books. Mat teketá, a few, a little, literally not a lot. Mat teketá liren, a few or few fruit. Mat teketá aon nagu, a few dogs. Mat teketá kara lunagu, a few books. Thank you as always for joining me here today to learn Taíno, because I know together we can do it. If you're interested in continuing your learning, you can check out our kids' books. They're a great way to practice some of the words, such as liren, fruit, and dog, aon, with your kiddos. Also, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to stay in the know, to learn about all the projects that we're working on. Speaking of projects, 2023 is bringing a spectacular event for the Taíno community. I've been working on that in the background, so make sure you follow at Taíno Conference, and you can also go to the website tainoconference.org. In the meantime, Tai karaya guaitiao nagu.